Welcome, cadets, to today's Explainer. We're diving right into the universal language of science. Look, whether you're totally new to the lab or you're just here to brush up on your core mechanics, mastering these fundamental measurements, it's absolutely crucial. It's literally step one for decoding the physical world around us. All right, let's take a quick look at our mission itinerary for today. We'll start with the briefing, move on to Pillar 1, length, then Pillar 2, mass, and Pillar 3, volume, right before wrapping it all up with the artifact challenge. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the briefing. The universal language. Think about it. If a scientist in Tokyo is trying to recreate an experiment done in London, they absolutely cannot rely on guesswork, right? They need a shared system. That's where Standard International or SI units come into play. For length, we're talking about the meter. For mass, it's the kilogram, and for volume, the cubic meter. Oh, and here's a massive pro tip you'll want to lock in your brain for later. 1 milliliter is the exact same volume as 1 cubic centimeter, literally identical. Moving right along to Pillar 1, mastering length, the art of precision. So length is just the distance between 2 points. Pretty simple, right? But you got to use the right tool. You obviously wouldn't use a giant tape measure to size up a microscopic computer chip. But no matter what tool you grab, you have to remember this golden rule. A number without a unit is just meaningless data. Like if you say 50, do you mean 50 millimeters or 50 kilometers? Always write the unit. And to get that number right in the first place, make sure you're getting perfectly at eye level with the mark. No estimating from a weird angle. Next up is Pillar 2, mass, the gravity illusion. Okay, when we measure mass in the lab, we usually just center the object on an electronic balance. But what exactly are we measuring here? This brings us to what I call the gravity illusion. A lot of folks use the words mass and weight interchangeably in everyday life, but in the science lab, they're completely different beasts. Mass is the actual physical amount of matter crammed into an object, and we measure that in kilograms. Weight, on the other hand, is just the force of gravity pulling down on that matter, measured in newtons. It's like if you take an object all the way to the moon, its weight totally changes because the gravity's weaker, but its mass, that stays exactly the same. And now we hit Pillar 3, volume, the meniscus target. Volume is simply the amount of space something takes up. Now, when you're measuring liquids with a graduated cylinder, your accuracy totally depends on how you look at the fluid level. Seriously, there's a strict protocol for this. You've got to rest your cylinder on a flat surface and then physically drop your head down so your eyes are perfectly aligned with the liquid. Because if you look closely, you'll see you're actually aiming for something called the meniscus. That's the slight curve of the liquid's surface inside the glass tube. Since water kind of clings to the sides of the glass, it creates this little dip right in the middle. Your goal? Lock onto the absolute bottom of that curve. That's exactly where you find your true, precise reading. Okay, let's step it up a notch. Advanced mechanics. The secret technique. Measuring a perfect cube or sphere? Easy. Just grab a ruler and do some quick math. But what on earth do you do when you have a totally irregular shape, like a jagged little rock or a crystal? Well, that's when we bust out the secret technique, the displacement method. It's basically 3 steps. First, you record your starting volume of water in a cylinder. Second, you carefully drop the object in, no splashing. The water level goes up, right? Because the object is pushing water out of its way. Third, just record that new volume. The difference between those 2 numbers? Boom, that is the exact volume of your irregular solid. Now let me give you a huge pro tip for mastering the lab. This is literally the cure for random error. Never, ever just measure something once. One single measurement is basically just a guess dressed up as data. Think about it. Your eyes might play tricks on you, the instrument might act weird, or maybe your hands shake a bit. To actually get high-level scientific accuracy, you've got to measure things multiple times and calculate the mathematical average. That smooths out any weird random mistakes and gives you a rock-solid final value. All right, get ready. It's time for a boss battle. The volume trap. Brace yourselves, cadets, because this is a super common trap that trips up beginners all the time. It sounds kind of logical when you first hear it, right? A liter measures volume, and a meter measures length. So if we build a box that is 1 cubic meter, does exactly 1 liter of liquid fill it up perfectly? Let's run the numbers. Let's do a quick mathematical takedown on this one. Fact 1, 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. We established that earlier. Fact 2, 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, which means it's 1,000 cubic centimeters. Okay, now for the scale check. A cubic meter is a box that's 100 centimeters wide by 100 deep by 100 high. If you multiply that out, it equals a massive 1 million cubic centimeters, meaning 1 liter is not even close to filling a cubic meter. It's only 0.001 cubic meters. You could literally fit 1,000 liters inside that one box. Crazy, right?
Which brings us to the final stage, synthesis, the artifact challenge.
See, out in the real world, you rarely just measure length in a vacuum. You usually have to put all your tools together to investigate something, like, say, a mysterious irregular artifact. To figure it out, you've got to synthesize everything we just talked about. You'd grab your ruler to gauge its physical dimensions, you'd set up an electronic balance to find its exact mass in kilograms, and you definitely need a nice big graduated cylinder to do the water displacement method and crack its volume. It's incredibly easy to get hyper-focused on the tiny hash marks on a ruler or the blinking numbers on a digital scale and start thinking that science is just a bunch of boring numbers. But this mission brief says it perfectly. Measurement is not just numbers, it is the universal method scientists use to decode reality. It's the entire framework that lets us build bridges that don't collapse, design medicines that actually cure, and build rockets that can successfully reach orbit. And with that, your primary training module is officially complete. You've now got the baseline mechanics for length, mass, and volume down, plus the pro-level techniques to guarantee your precision. But before you log out of this explainer and head back out into the real world, I want to leave you with something to think about. The everyday tools we covered today, they are the exact same principles used in the most advanced cutting-edge laboratories on Earth. So how are you going to apply this universal language? Could your next precise measurement be the key to uncovering the universe's next great scientific breakthrough? Keep observing, keep measuring, and I'll catch you in a next explainer.